Hello, Kane here today with an episode of our zoo series, and I already finished all the builds for today. Not because I missed footage or accidentally didn't hit record. Basically I got carried away. I had originally just wanted to show up on the world and get some prep work done before today's video. And then I kind of kept working and didn't really think about what I was doing, and I was about halfway through the build. So instead of just recording halfway through the build, my brain was like, let's just finish it and show everyone at the end. So I got 4 exhibits in today. I think they all look pretty decent. I don't think any of them's like stand out incredible. Like, breathtaking brand new thing I've never done before, but I think they're all fairly good builds for what they needed to be. And the 4 animals we've of course gotten today are, as you've seen by probably the title or guessed or something, the platypus, the capybara, the platypus, the koala, the Tasmanian devil, and of course the cassowary. So if I quickly get out of third person, you can kind of see what we have here now. So our little Australian area has expanded quite a bit, and it's got links now for a further expansion later down the line, aka probably the next time our next video, where I probably work on these 2 exhibits here. But of course we have these 2 from last episode. Still haven't figured out a design for the shelter there yet, so this is why these 2 don't have one either. Still trying to figure that one out. But we'll start off with the biggest and probably the most interesting of the 3 builds in terms of like just stuff that's in here. Not like animals. I don't think the cassowaries are actually all that interesting looking in the mod. These are from Exotic Birds, by the way, for those of you who are interested in knowing. They've got a good model. They're just not particularly interesting, or got particularly interesting animations, especially when you compare them to the emus right over here, who, let's be honest, look and move fantastically, but they look pretty cool. I tried to give them a slightly more tropical kind of exhibit, kind of going back to my last cassowary exhibit I made, because I absolutely adored that thing. And I think it turned out interestingly. I don't think it was quite exactly what I was trying to go towards, but it was the closest I could get without it feeling like way too big of a jump from this to that. Because it is, of course, right next to our more outback themed exhibits, so I couldn't quite go directly for a tropical rainforest type or proper forest type look. So I guess you could say this is a bit like an outskirts of the more verdant sections, of verdant terrain. So it's like, that's the outback, this is kind of like the borderlands, and then over here we've got more of the tropical kind of stuff. It is lacking trees over there for now, we'll get to that in a second, but that was more just because of the space allotments, and I haven't quite figured out exactly how all of this is going to work together. But yeah, that is our cassowary exhibit. Same kind of design and fencing and whatnot that we've done for the other 2, so it kind of ties it all in pretty well. Speaking of which, after I've been working on all this, I'm starting to think it's really cool how I've managed to separate this area from the African section. It's not like it's like, this massive big wall. It's not like the South American area, I guess, where it's like there's a proper hill and like mountain pathway separating it from the rest of the zoo. But I don't know, I feel like it's turning out really well. I'm very, very happy with it. But anyway, continuing on, of course, we'll take a look at the other animals before we look at anything else. We'll start with this one. This is the Platypus Exhibit. Got a nice little lake, pond type thing in it, plenty of room for them to swim, a little bit of room for them to hide on land, and then of course they've got the entrance to their shelter back here, which has not been finished, but that's because this is going to be part of a much larger complex, which we'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, I really like this one. I think this is actually better than the last platypus exhibit I made, mostly because, well, A, it's larger, and B, I actually think you get a better view of them than in the one I did last time, because the one I did last time was actually a lot more like the turtle exhibits or salamander exhibits we have there, where you just saw underwater for the most part. But I think this looks a bit better. You get a much nicer view of them. And yeah, I think it's pretty good overall. Then coming around here, of course, we have a little like nature section, because why wouldn't we? We have our koalas, which behave how I expected the sloths from the South American area to behave, which means I was expecting these guys, well, because of the sloths, I was kind of hoping, oh, maybe these guys will like climb trees and stuff. They don't. So I built them these little like staircase platforms, kind of to try and allow them to get up the trees. I don't know if it's really working or if they really will climb up them, but or go up those stairs. But I put them in just because why not? And I think the tree actually looks pretty cool. I think I need to put some more trees back in and around here, but again, that's kind of more for later, as we've got these two exhibits here, which, mind you, as always, are subject to change, like probably a bit of an expansion out more towards this way to get a bit more space into them, but these are for next episode, so you guys can, I guess what's gonna be in there. But yeah, the koala exhibit looks pretty good overall. I think it's decent. Their shelter's a bit different. It's a bit more like the sloth one, where they don't necessarily go directly into it. This is gonna be much more of a keeper kind of area. So they can take care of them, because I don't know, I was like, them being arboreal animals, like probably they'll just sleep in the tree, like in real life, not in the mod. But and finally, of course, our Tasmanian Devil exhibit, which in terms of decoration is probably the most lackluster of all four. And that's, again, I wasn't really sure what to do with it. I think once I get these two in, what I want to do is raise this rock wall up another couple blocks behind here. Well, let's not use slabs, so I can kind of get a bit more of a demonstration. And maybe switch out like some of this for grass and kind of brings more of a lip in, and then we'll put some low-hanging trees right above the enclosure to give it a bit more of an interesting look. But yeah, they look pretty cool. They're very small, so they're kind of hard to spot. They also sound really cool. Tasmanian Devils are weird. I love them though, they're really cool animals. And I kind of fitting with the motif, because I know one of the big things with them is they've got really powerful jaws, and they I believe they break bones to get to the marrow for whatever they've eaten. So I threw some bones in here, kind of like the hyena exhibit. I did throw a skull in. I don't really know why. I felt like that was kind of funny. I don't know, maybe there's a story. Maybe a zookeeper got caught, who knows? That being said, they are very cool. They're kind of adorable, actually. Hello. You're very cute. But yeah, that's them. They've got, I kind of like this little area with these guys. I feel like, I don't know, it's got a cool look to it. And then of course I have this. So this was originally going to be more of a guest facility building, but I don't know. As I was working on stuff over here, by the way, it's not done. I'm still trying to figure this area out, especially now that it's going to be connected up to this. I kind of felt like it'd be cool to make this some sort of zookeeper utility building, which we talked about doing a little while ago, or I guess more recently, that I needed a few more of these around the park so that, you know, the zookeepers have more areas where they can go and grab equipment, where they've got all their stuff ready so that they can go take care of the animals. And yeah, ended up deciding that would be a pretty cool thing to throw over here. So that'll be hooked up. This one is going to be hooked up to the Tasmanian Devil habitat and this animal's habitat. And then I'm going to build a second similarly sized one over here that will hook up to the platypi, the koalas, and this animal. And I think that should be pretty good. And then I was also thinking, well, I can't really necessarily do that behind here, like actually connect it into the building, but I might throw another center like that around here for the reptile house. But yeah, that's all I've added in today. So sorry I didn't record any of it. Yeah, I don't know, I just felt kind of like building for once and not really recording, just having a bit of fun with the world. I will record the next build, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I think they've turned out pretty good. I know there's definitely improvements that can be made, but this video needed to go out because it's already super late in the day and I need to actually upload. But yeah, anyway, let me know what you guys think. What's your favorite exhibit out of all these? I think mine's probably the Platypus exhibit. I think it's probably the best one out of them. And yeah, let me know what you guys are excited to see in the next couple of episodes. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Hope you've all enjoyed. And until next time, guys.
See ya.